Hey everybody, Claire here, and today I am with the lovely, amazing, one of my favorite people in the world, Whitney Adams.
Hello.
Wouldn't it be awkward if I said someone else's name and you were like, oh, but actually today we're here with Whitney Adams.
Bye forever.
I know, just whatever.
Our friendship is over.
Oh, damn it. But anyway, today it's gonna be really fun because we're gonna talk about, I don't know, lots of fun things. Mostly it's gonna be us bitching about like booze mistakes though.
Yep.
Because I think this is like our version of a PSA. It's a public service announcement.
Yeah, and we've learned the hard way because we've made these mistakes.
Yeah, everyone was 22 once when you make these mistakes.
And you still might be 22.
You might be 22 and watching this and wondering, what booze mistakes can I avoid?
Yeah, learn from these old hags.
Totally, yeah. Just, oh, because it's true. Anyway, so we had like a little list going, so I'm gonna kick it off.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what one of my #1 booze mistakes. Purchasing any liquor that has the word cream or worse, creme on it. And you've had some real life experience with this
have.
sort of recently.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a strawberry creme liqueur made by Pharrell. I mean, he didn't actually make it, but it's
Maybe
like
he does make it. I don't know. Maybe it's like
I don't
artisanal and
know.
stuff.
It just tasted like
Hats.
broken Barbie dreams or something. I don't know. It was bad. It was like really bad alcoholic, like strawberry yoo-hoo or something.
Yeah, it looked like Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
In your photos.
It's not what you really want to drink.
Here's like sort of the other level of other than just like, come on, don't do it, is if you look at the back label and you read what's in it, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. There's a lot of emulsifiers, there's a lot of gums, there's a lot of just not real things going into this liquid, and also a ton of sugar. So that's where you're gonna be getting a lot of calories and also the worst hangover you've ever had.
Yeah.
Because the sugar plus the dehydration equals a really wicked awful hangover. Yeah.
Truth.
Definitely. All right,
Truth.
your turn.
This was like all the craze a few years ago, and I just always was like, why?
Yeah.
Pickleback shots.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's like, why would I have some whiskey and then ruin it by taking a shot of pickle juice?
Well, additionally, like pickle juice is like fine by itself. Like I don't actually have a problem with
who
like
drinks a full shot of it ever?
But after a whiskey is what really throws me.
Yeah.
Maybe after a vodka or after
a gin
or inside a Bloody Mary, just like put some pickle brine, because I've done that and it's a nice thing. But you're basically taking what is a combination of sugar, salt, and vinegar and having it after something that actually has some legs to it. Like it has like a flavor, and you're basically like, kill it with vinegar.
Kill it, ruin it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of mistakes that are in the shot world.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, all kinds like buttery nipple and all, like I don't even know.
And so I guess like the next one that comes to mind for me is, so I'm a bit of a beer nerd. I used to homebrew. I haven't put my bathroom through that because you do it in the bathtub and whatever. Anyways, but I haven't done that in a minute. But with beer, I love Belgian ale, and it hurts my heart to see people put like a slice of lemon or orange into a Belgian beer. I can kind of understand the Corona lime because you're talking about a super light, like kind of not, like, you know, it's like a barely
flavorless-ish.
Barely a Pilsner.
Yeah.
Like just like super, it's like you
like beer water.
You want it on a hot day. Like Corona makes sense for that. It serves a purpose. But when you are having a Belgian ale, the brewer is supposed to brew in the flavors that they want to have sort of happen there. So for instance, if they wanted to have citrus undertones, they put orange peel into it with like a little bit of coriander and then maybe like a mix of different citron peels, and it ends up tasting amazing. Or they find hops that have a really amazing sort of citrus note to it. So if you're putting a giant piece of fruit in that, you're basically kind of telling the brewer that they didn't know what they were doing.
And then the citrus gets kind of bitter in a way to me. I don't know, after it sits there for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, who came up with that? Like, what?
I feel like it's like it's like an ad thing.
I think marketing.
It's a marketing thing, and yeah, it ends up the juice doesn't help the beer, and then all you taste is that citrus juice,
right?
Which is like not what the beer is supposed to be about.
So, you know, I'm a wine lady.
Yes.
And there are a lot of wine mistakes that I have seen or that I have actually, done myself. But Mainly, it's like when you store your wine in a really, really warm place.
Yes.
Over the stove, or leave it in your trunk for a couple of days in the heat of summer or something like that. I think people don't realize that wine it's like a food.
Yeah.
And it's a living, breathing thing. It's perishable, and it can get literally cooked or maderized. There's a type of wine called Madeira, and they heat up the wine. So and that's on purpose. But when it happens to a wine where that's not meant to take place, it just seems like stewed fruit.
Yeah,
it's not good.
It takes on like kind of like a sticky, an overripe, fermented sort of thing. It's just not good. So I guess that brings to mind, like talking about wine temperatures. Like my sister does this.
Okay.
All of her friends do this.
I think I know what she's gonna say.
Because you've seen it in action. And this is probably more of like a big sister nitpicking a little sister type thing. But the ice cubes in wine.
Right.
I understand it to this level where the wine's not cold enough. Put some ice cubes in it, and they drink it kind of immediately. The ice cubes haven't had a chance to melt.
To dilute, right?
Exactly, I get that. Or you just put the ice cubes in and then sort of strain the wine back out just to kind of quickly cool it. Like once again, I can kind of understand that. Like that's not a problem. It's when you just see that glass of wine sit there for like a dinner, and I just am watching, it's like a $15 glass of wine, and you're just watching the ice cubes melt into it, and I must look like a crazy person because it's like, but the fact of having a beautiful glass of wine and just watering it down, it's so sad.
It's like, don't splurge. Like, just get a cheap bottle or something cheap.
Totally.
And I mean, because I'm not totally anti-ice in wine. It just depends on the wine.
There you go.
So with this whole wine thing, another thing that's like a little bit of a lowbrow situation is the plastic cups.
Right.
And Lord knows, I mean, I have consumed wine out of many different vessels. Jars.
A Japanese woman's shoe with a plum in it.
Like teacups. Yeah. I can't even think. Wait, what?
No, I'm kidding. That's a Simpsons reference.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
But I have a pet peeve with plastic cups. Especially when they're right out of the package. And they just smell like plastic. You can't smell anything. You can't smell the wine at all. Yeah. And I just think the whole part of me enjoying a glass of wine, most of it's just the smell of it.
Yeah, the aromatics are a huge part of it, and if you kind of are killing the aromatics by putting in something that overwhelms it, it's just a bummer.
And then one last wine thing that I saw a lot when I was a sommelier in a restaurant. It's the corkage thing. It's bringing a bottle that you clearly got at the supermarket or at Trader Joe's or something, and maybe it's $5, and then bring it to the restaurant where you're gonna have to pay upwards of $20 to open it. I'm like, where is the logic in that? Just spend $10 more and get a really nice bottle, or just a decent bottle that's on our list that's gonna go well with the food. And what's also a little bit of a faux pas when people bring a bottle that's already on the list. Always call ahead.
Yeah.
And just double check, especially if you're going to an Italian restaurant and you have the special Italian bottle that you want to bring. Like that's a no-no. Don't bring something that's already on the list.
No, definitely. I think that's a really good point because I mean, corkage is something that it should, if you have something special you want to bring, like a special occasion or whatever, bring it. But
for sure,
it should make economic sense on both sides. I also am curious, is it considered pretentious to sniff the cork?
No, not at all. It's not pretentious. I think it just has to do with personal preference. I mean, I never really smell the cork. I just smell the wine itself.
Okay.
But sometimes if I can't really get certain aromas, like maybe the wine is corked, but I can't, then I'll kind of sniff the cork a little bit, go back and forth.
That'll tell you.
Yeah, because if the wine's corked, the cork is going to smell corked.
Okay.
For sure. But no, I think I presented wines to tables, and some people smell the cork and some people don't. Some people like to save the cork for
memories,
crafts or memories and stuff like that. So.
Okay, very cool. Well, thanks so much for going through all of your favorite or least favorite, I guess, booze mistakes.
Oh yeah, happy to. I love complaining.
It's the best.
It's the best.
So fun. Well, hopefully you guys can learn from our mistakes and sort of skip the stuff that is not going to make your drinking experience the best, and more so the day after your drinking experience. Yeah, so I mean, for both of us, I feel like moderation, good choices, and above all else, it should taste really good, and you should enjoy drinking it. Anyway, but thanks so much, guys, and remember, check out Whitney's channel, whitneya.com, Whitney A YouTube channel, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.